We welcome in Steve Gulley of the American Athletic Conference champion cross-country teams, both the men and the women capturing the title in Lakeland, Florida. Coach, congratulations on another championship. This never gets old, does it?
I guess not. I wish it was that easy. It was pretty nervous down there, but I was really proud of the athletes, and they overcame some weather conditions. We had some bad storms there before we got there, but yes, it was a good weekend for Tulsa.
You knew you were the favorites going in, no question, probably on both sides, the men and the women, but you still have to go down there and perform, right?
Yes, I think the men definitely were favorites. We thought the conference on the men's side was better, though. We thought there was 2 or 3 teams that it was going to be tougher than we ever expected. On the women, I wouldn't say as much as say we were favorites because we've all raced all over the country and we never saw each other. So it was just kind of, yes, we may have been the conference champions last year. I didn't know how that was going to convert this year. I really, really didn't know, to be all honest.
On the guys' side, though, really lights out. You finished 1 and 2 with Scott Beatty and Peter Lynch. I mean, you came very close to almost a perfect score. 5 count, right? 5 runners count. So you ended up with, 5 of the top 7. I mean, that's pretty dominant, isn't it?
I thought it was, no question. If you would have told me that, I would have said, you got to be crazy. We really thought Cincinnati and Wichita have good teams, no question. And I don't mean if I left somebody else off there, it wasn't intentional, but we thought they would be up in the mix. We didn't know how well we'd run. So we were more proud of maybe our 5th through 8th guys. They really stepped up, and we needed to see that because you always have, I think, people like Scott, you know what you're going to get from Scott. But we need other kids to develop and step up. So if you go back and look, there was actually 2 freshmen in our top 5. And one is Shay that was ran last year, but got a year back, and then you got Chris. Those were big surprises for us, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about that dominance, Beatty and Lynch 1 and 2, but Power at number 4, Shea, you mentioned at number 5, Chris McLeod, who becomes the freshman of the year in the league at number 7. That's outstanding. But even down the line, you had other guys perform well, right?
Malta ran good, Christian Baker ran good, Michael Gates, an Oklahoma kid that's been with us for 4 years. They really stepped up, and that made us so proud. It really did because, again, you got some all-American type guys up front, but it's a team sport too, and it meant a lot for us. Everybody went up there and had a great race.
All right, so how proud are you on the ladies' side, and who really did well for you?
I think the whole team did well on the girls because it was one of those deals you don't know what's going to happen. So and they were so young all season. If you look at our results, you can kind of see we've been all over the place. But when they shoot that gun, you don't know what's going to go through a 20-year-old girl's head. You really don't. And I think they all stepped up. They put themselves in position. I went back and watched the tape last night, and I think at 16 minutes, I could see 5 girls in the picture frame. And that really gave me, I went back and said, man, we really got ourselves in position. Maybe we gave up some points the last part, but I think they put some teams under pressure, and I think that's a big key.
Well, yeah, 5 out of the top 20, right? If you do that, you're going to win almost every time, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Carolyn Miller led you with a 4th place finish. Katarina Pressendorfer, very good as well. And you had, obviously, then you get to 3, 4, and 5, and they obviously performed well.
No question. I think Chloe Hirsch now was our number 2 runner, which hasn't been number 2 all year, and that was a big step up. And you need other kids to step up. You can't have a lineup that is what I call predictable. But I think Alice Newcomb had a good race. She lost a kick, or she'd been 5 places up in less than half a second. But I was really proud. So we took a red shirt off a freshman, Sarah Scott, and she got up in position, was our 5th runner for most of the race. And I think it allowed some other kids to relax and come back through the race when they knew we still had 5 girls up in front.
Yeah, I was going to mention, you mentioned Chloe. I didn't mention her, obviously, or Hirschenau, who ended up 6th. So actually you had the top 5. You had 5, the top 16. Actually, and then, as you mentioned, Sarah was 20th.
Yeah, our goal was to try to put pressure on some people and put 3 runners in the top 10, and we were able to do that. We were very fortunate, yeah.
Well, congratulations on winning another American Athletic Conference championship on both the men's and women's side. What next now? You're in the regionals, right?
Yeah, you go to regionals, and we're the farthest south team, I think, going straight up all the way up to Minnesota in the North Dakotas. So, yes, we'll see a lot of different competition. We'll be at Iowa, University of Iowa 2 Fridays from now. and we have to finish in the top 2 to advance or get selected at large. So, on the boys, I think they're in the picture for the team to be considered for nationals. The girls, they're going to have to run a really good race. We can't have any mistakes on it. Our region's tough. But we're excited. We're healthy. We think going in there, we're looking for good things.
All leading up to the NCAA championships coming up. First things first, though, you got to get past the regionals, and obviously very important. A year ago, of course, finished 6th on the guys' side in the nationals. But again, you got to get through the regionals, don't you?
You're right, 100%.
All right, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Continued good luck. Good luck in those regionals.
I appreciate it.
Head coach Steve Gulley, University of Tulsa cross country, winning the first couple of championships for the University of Tulsa, then followed up by a regular season championship in men's soccer as well.